Hello there, you beautiful people, and welcome to this section on Python strings. In the last section, we covered numbers, and we learned so much about how computer programs use numbers to represent useful concepts. However, numbers aren't everything. Sometimes you want to collect information from the user, such as a username, or a password, or an email address, and all of these are text data. Strings are the fundamental data type for dealing with text in all of programming, and by learning about how to use strings in Python, we're going to take your programming skills to a whole new level. But as usual, let's take a step back and get an overview of what to expect in this section. And by the end of this lecture, you'll have a good understanding of where you're going next, and you'll have a good idea of all the cool stuff that's waiting for you in this section on strings. So let's get into it. So we're going to start off by jumping straight in and creating the famous Hello World program in Python. In that lecture, you're going to learn how to create strings and also how to make the computer print out Hello World to the screen. This is going to serve as a good foundational introduction to strings and show you how easy they are to work with in Python. You'll then be given a quick coding challenge to see whether you can make strings on your own, and I bet you'll smash it. After that, we're going to make a mini project where we will use variables, numbers and strings to create a mini program that talks all about my favourite person, you. The project's going to start off quite easy. The computer will ask you for your name and will then say hello to you. This lecture will give you the basics of sticking strings and pieces of text together, which is also known as string concatenation, and you'll also learn about user input and how to get information from a user in your programs. We're then going to step it up a gear and get the computer to ask for your age. If you're 15 years old and your name is Sarah, for example, the computer would say, "Hello Sarah, you're 15 years old." We very rarely deal with just text or numbers in programming, so this lecture is going to teach us how to deal with potentially incompatible data types, such as strings and numbers, which you can't normally just stick together. After that, you're going to learn a cool way to create complicated pieces of text and use variables to fill in the blanks for customization purposes. This is called string formatting and is used everywhere in programming, and it makes creating personalized messages in Python programs super easy. This is great for emails. We will then take a deep dive into loads of cool tools that are available when we work with strings in Python, such as finding the length of a piece of text, or whether a certain word is in a piece of text, or whether a word is capitalized or not, and loads of cool and useful things like that. Strings are such a fundamental part of programming, so having all of these easy-to-use tools already built into Python is really helpful, and knowing about them will definitely save you a lot of time when you make your cool projects. We're then going to apply these tools to another project called the email slicer. This project will ask a user for their email address and use Python to slice up the email address and tell the user what their username is and also what their host domain is. Now we're talking, right? Proper programming. So overall, by the end of the section, you'll have 2 more awesome projects on your resume, and you'll be comfortable with handling text in Python by knowing how to create strings, perform operations on them, and even format paragraphs with special customized content. Now this all sounds like a lot of fun, so let's jump into the next section.